table.
Oh.
There's no video.
Well, we'll just go ahead and open it up right away for questions for our Class 8A champion Loyola.
Coach, you've been knocking at the door the last couple of years. How does it feel to finally get this done?
Yeah, sense of relief. I said it earlier that it's not the worst thing in the world to be, the Marv Levy of Illinois high school football, but I certainly wanted this, and it's not just for these guys, but there's 10 years of guys, the families, and the kids that come back and go on to college that really support us, and it's such a family feel that everyone's pulling for each other, and it's nice to kick through the door.
How important was the idea of the perfect season?
We never ever talked about perfect season. We talked about winning the next game, the next day, get better every day, every day of practice. We never talk about the long-term stuff. It's all those short-term goals that build to this. So.
But now that you're here, how important is this?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool to know that these guys are going to go down in Loyola history, and it's a special team. 2015 undefeated, 14-0, most wins that we've had. It hasn't been an undefeated team since the 60s at Loyola, so it's special. And these guys, put that 2015 on the banner and get honored during a basketball game. I think it's going to be soak in and be really cool for these guys.
You guys were so, maybe for you, Dara, you guys were so down in most of the season, then you had a scare 2 weeks in a row. Did that put a scare into you guys? Did that was there some sense of refocus or anything after, being challenged like that?
I think throughout the season we're pretty focused. It's the playoffs, so we definitely just wanted to, get a win and get on to the next game. But it definitely shows us that if we do play with mistakes and don't play our game, there's a team out there, that could beat us. But if we do play our game, don't turn the ball over, we believe, we can play with anybody.
You think those games had anything to do with how great you guys were tonight, or just you guys?
Oh, absolutely. Facing adversity was, I think it was pretty good for us. A lot of blowout games, but definitely facing adversity and having to come from behind to win a game that I think that helped us out.
So there were a lot of lopsided games this year. Were you able to watch any of the games, or were you pretty much in your
A little bit, yeah.
world? As a coach, is that I imagine you don't mind being
On the other side, no, obviously a little less stressful.
Yeah.
Last 2 weeks, I think I aged quite a bit. 2 games. You can imagine what was going on those last 2 weeks. So we'll take it. But no, I think the early seeding or the early games, maybe it's because we don't seed 1 through 32. You don't expect it from the higher seeds. Today, I think we just caught fire. These guys played really well.
Can you talk about your postseason when you guys had in general? You guys knocked off the defending state champions, the defending state runner-ups, and then you guys just went through the couple of tough games for then finish off the state. And what's the whole run mean for you?
It means the state championship. We always say the same thing. Let's win this week. Let's get better every day. So we knew it's a long postseason. 5 games is a long time. But we just try to talk about that game. So when you look back on it, in retrospect, it's going to be fun to look back on the season, but it's still a little fresh.
Looking back on the season, John, have you ever seen a team in your experience that's been as dominant as these guys?
No, and some of these guys get robbed out of some of the personal statistics or the personal awards because their statistics aren't crazy. But this guy's played 2 fourth quarters all year, or 3 or 4, including the postseasons. So he can have a lot more yards. He can have a lot more sacks. It's so gratifying to know that they're such great teammates that they don't really care about it. But yeah, the personal statistics. I think he was just a couple hundred yards away from the season, or 100 yards away from the season now. So he's close, but he didn't play any fourth quarters either. So I'm sure these guys don't mind in retrospect.
John, what did you see in Marist film for the legend that happened so well this
We were just gonna take away, the quarterback, we tried to take away the quarterback runs, which they're very effective at. And we're not gonna let him sit back and just dictate and run around. So we thought pressure was the smart thing to do. And I think that kind of spiraled, and when they're predictable, guys like Ben and some other pass rushers can really get after them. And then it kind of more of an avalanche on our side.
Did you feel good? Do you feel you had a good hand? I mean, they scored a lot of points. Tony, do you feel like you had a pretty good hand?
No,
They do.
worried all week.
Yeah.
Worried to see. Ask my wife. Just crazy, sick, worried, always worried.
When the season started, you said there were, some question marks. You didn't know. Did you have any idea that they could be as just dominant as they've been all year?
No, and I think it started because defensively we weren't very healthy. Had no experience besides Ben coming back. So we had one returning starter, and these guys are just tearing us apart. And we didn't realize how good our offense was until those first couple of weeks. And then we realized, okay, so we're not that bad on defense. These guys are that good. Our offensive line, really the heart of this team, with Sam Badovanak being the main guy. So they set the tone. True warriors down in the trenches, and then so many skilled players that have so much talent. Just this guy manages the game well. More than that, but really get the ball to the numerous athletes and let them make plays. And so when you have that combination, it was special. I think our offense helped our defense a ton to get better against them. Just practice, and then just getting points in the board so we can actually just play against more passing situations.
Sam, could you speak a little bit about getting after Spilitsky tonight, and did that frustrate him, do you think?
Getting after who?
Spilitsky, their
Hey,
quarterback?
he's a center.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's the guy.
That's the guy.
Could you speak about getting after Spilitsky and forcing him in, and will he be frustrated?
We knew all week long that they did like to pass it a lot, that their quarterback was the big bulk of their offense. So if we got after him every play, then he wasn't going to want to run. After taking so many hits, he wasn't going to. So once he got into predictable passing situations, then I think all the pressure just would start to get to him.
Emmett, after the first practice in August, what were you thinking?
I mean, throughout we had some like captain practices throughout the off season, into the summer. We had our camps, and just with the receivers that we had, with the O line, with all running the ball, if we could, Jack coming in too. I knew we had a special group on offense, and I knew we had a lot of weapons, and I just had to kind of play as smart as I could, and just get balls.
Dara, is there one moment from today or the last 15 minutes that you think 10 years from now you'll kind of think back on and remember as kind of your big state title memory?
I think definitely just the clock running down and just embracing all the teammates that we've known for 4 years. Just knowing that our hard work finally paid off with this state championship was a great feeling. Just to share with all the friends on the team was something special.
Coach, can you expand on Ben and just kind of what he's brought to the program?
Early in the season, so Ben, you shouldn't be satisfied with just a tackle. You should rip the ball out, and every play can be a great play. He's the best defensive lineman I've coached, and I think these guys are super happy that he committed early to Northern, and he's going to have a great career here. Just a monster. And just one note, I was reminded of this tonight. These guys are 2-7 as freshmen, so they've come a long way.
2 more questions?
Hey Ben, Coach mentioned in the early preseason the offense maybe being ahead of you guys, and maybe not. Maybe defense being a question mark. Were you guys worried as a defense?
No, we were never worried. We always knew how good we could be. We never said just because our offense is moving the ball, maybe we're going to be down. Like we always kept our heads up. We made plays, and they also made plays. So after a while, it just started to level out. Like they're pretty good, but we're also pretty good too.
One more question? All right, thank you guys. Congratulations. You're gonna, here, this one's for you, you're gonna take that into the football thing, and send it to the school.